Welcome to Storytime presented by Be Empowered Media. Today, I want to tell you a fictional story about Mary. Mary Lopez, a 50-year-old woman and accountant living in the heart of Miami, Florida, had been married to Mario Lopez, 55, for 30 years. A man she thought she knew like the back of her hand. He was a seasoned, charismatic realtor, always in the field, always in a rush, and lately always out late. Their marriage had slowly become quiet, too quiet. What once felt like partnership had faded into distant cohabitation. Mary had noticed subtle changes in Mario. He didn't look at her the same. He didn't reach for her at night. His excuses for avoiding intimacy piled up. He was tired, overwhelmed with work, stressed about the market. Mary took it personally. She blamed herself, then tried to fix herself by doing the following. She began wearing makeup more often. She kept her fingernails long, brightly colored and provocatively looking, got a facelift surgery to tighten her sagging skin, received a breast augmentation and BBL, lost weight and developed a lustrous physique, and even updated her wardrobe to appear younger, fit, and more sexually appealing for her husband. But it didn't work. Mario remained distant, emotionally unavailable and cold. The suspicion that haunted her sleep slowly consumed her every waking thought. It was more than a feeling now, it was instinct. She needed answers. So she did something she never thought she'd do. She hired a private investigator, a quiet man named Carlos Vega. Carlos was precise, discreet, and effective. It took him less than 2 weeks to deliver the truth Mary wasn't ready for. The evidence was brutal. Mario had been seeing a younger woman, Lisa Valentino, just 28 years old, one of his clients. Carlos had footage of them meeting at small cafes, laughing at wine bars, and disappearing into her home late at night. The videos were devastating: hand-holding, kissing, flirtatious laughter, and finally Mario exiting Lisa's home with disheveled hair and a cocky smile. The last video hit hardest. Lisa, seductively dressed, kissed Mario on the lips, fondling him as if it were just a casual Tuesday. He grinned like a man with no care in the world. Then he got into his car and left, never once looking back. Mary watched the footage again and again, heartbreaking in silence. The betrayal was complete. Not only had he lied, he had chosen someone else, someone younger. She confronted him one quiet evening in their living room. She said nothing at first, just pressed play on her phone and let the footage speak. Mario didn't panic. He didn't deny it. He looked at her with an unsettling calm. "I don't love you anymore," he said. "I don't find you attractive sexually anymore. I'm filing for divorce and marrying Lisa. Get over it, you old-looking bitch." Just like that, the man she had built a life with walked out of the house and into someone else's arms, leaving her shattered. In the days that followed, Mary went through stages of grief, shock, denial, rage. She couldn't sleep. She hardly ate. He even took time off from work. All she could think of was how easily she had been discarded, like a piece of old furniture no longer useful in the living room of Mario's new life. Eventually, the hurt hardened into something else. A kind of cold, impulsive resolve. One morning she remembered the cafe from the footage, where Mario and Lisa laughed like teenagers. She grabbed her purse, tucked her small pistol inside, licensed, carried for protection, and left her home for what she told herself would be just closure. But deep down, something inside her had already fractured. The coffee shop was cozy, nestled on a quiet Miami corner. She walked in slowly, scanning faces. Then her stomach dropped. There they were. Mario and Lisa sat at a corner table, laughing, sipping lattes. Lisa's hand rested lightly on Mario's knee. They looked so content, so smug. Rage surged inside Mary like fire in her veins. She first walked up slowly to Lisa, looking furiously. Lisa looked up, very surprised, and said the following to Mary: "Why are you here, you ugly-looking bitch? Mario is with me now, and after he divorces your dumb ass, we will get married. Heffa. You are jealous of me because I look prettier than you and because your husband wants me instead of you." Mary pulled the pistol from her purse and said the following to Lisa: "You stupid freaking whore, bitch and slut, you ruined my marriage." The first shot rang out with a crack. Lisa collapsed in her seat, dead before she hit the ground. Mario jumped up, stunned, and said the following to Mary: "Bitch, what the hell did you do? Woman, you are freaking crazy." Mary responded to Mario with the following: "You cold-hearted freaking bastard, I gave you everything. How dare you freaking cheat on me with a younger bitch?" She then fired a shot at Mario. The bullet struck him in the forehead. His body crashed backward onto the tile. Chaos erupted. Screams. Shattered cups. People dove under tables, running out the front door. Someone shouted, "Call the police." Mary stood frozen, the gun at her side, eyes glazed. When the police arrived, she didn't resist. She handed them the pistol without a word. At the trial, Mary's defense attorneys argued trauma, emotional breakdown, temporary insanity. But the footage, the eyewitnesses, and the facts were too damning. The court found her guilty on 2 counts of murder. The judge sentenced her to life in prison without parole. Mary's final words to the court before sentencing were as follows: "I just couldn't take the pain anymore. I gave Mario everything and loved him with all my heart. I have no regrets about what I did. They both deserved it." In closing, Mary Lopez gave 3 decades of her life to a man who ultimately cheated on her with a younger, more attractive woman, despite her desperate and extreme efforts to appease him. Her discovery of Mario's affair with Lisa was confirmed through private investigator footage, which exposed the depth of his deception. Heartbroken and emotionally fractured, Mary confronted Mario, only to have him coldly confess his disinterest and intention to divorce. His detachment pushed her to a breaking point. Upon finding them together at a familiar cafe, Mary acted in a moment of vengeance and pain, killing both Lisa and Mario in front of stunned patrons. As a result, she was arrested, tried, and sentenced to life in prison without parole. This story ends with no winners, just losers. Though fictional, this story offers a powerful, compelling reminder. Pain, no matter how consuming, must never be allowed to dictate your actions. When we're hurt, we have 2 choices. Either we let it destroy us or we channel it into growth and healing. Betrayal is brutal, but it is not the end. Do not let heartbreak push you into the darkness. Find strength in your scars and choose to rise, even if it's slowly, even if you must rise alone.